Thank you so much for joining Mama from my Aunt. I'm going to go ahead and jump into this reading. But before I do, I was reading this Bible verse. Actually, it came to me because of a dream that I had where I was just walking around and I was naked. But the symbolism behind that is so deep because the reason many of us get into tarot or oracle messages or trying to figure out what's going on around us with the energies that surrounded us is because we are ashamed, or people have been ashamed to communicate, meaning they have been ashamed to be vulnerable with each other and share their truth. They've also been ashamed from being told that being vulnerable was not something that was honorable or was not good or it was not appreciated for some people, even when they were children. Just being vulnerable, it's like, okay, get up, don't cry, you know, everything's going to be okay. Or don't think that way, don't say that, because you trigger people, and people don't like to be triggered. So I read this really, really quick line. It's just a really short scripture. And it says, Adam and his wife were both naked and they felt no shame. If you want to go read like the whole chapter or the whole verses, Genesis 2 through 25. So, a lot of times in, people, especially in relationships, because a lot of things come up about relationships when we do these readings. Everything always comes up about relationships and the fact that people just can't express themselves in relationships. So, to tap into the energy is for us to just know for our own selves, to kind of protect ourselves. But who even said that we should be even trying to protect ourselves instead of just living in the here and the now, living in the present moment and just being ourselves? If you are yourself and you're not afraid to get hurt, or if you're not afraid of being hurt, you're not afraid of being vulnerable, then you will allow other people, especially the person that you love the most, in that most sacred way. I'm not saying like, okay, we love our children, but somebody that you love in a very sacred way, intimately, that they will be able to open up and share with you as well. So we're going to get into some messages just to kind of see what the energy is going on around us, because obviously there's some unspoken truth that needs to be revealed. But until the time comes where you're vulnerable enough to express yourself, continue to tap in. And, if it gives you some relief, then it gives you some relief. But don't be afraid to express yourself. Okay. So we got a couple of messages out here. Look what happens. Look what comes up at the bottom of the deck. The family hair thread. Okay. All right. So, like I said, everything that I'm seeing as far as these messages are always coming up as it relates to relationships. And really, it's all about getting into alignment with yourself. So, one of the first cards that came out is explore the layers within you. Okay. Something that may have happened in your childhood. Okay. So, this could be you as an adult right now, or a more semi-mature, because I don't say we're fully mature, right? Because we're always learning, we're always growing. But sometimes, in order for us to mature, we have to go back to figure out what happened in our childhood that made us the way we are right now today, or that dictates our relationships, where we can't have this happiness that we so true desire, right? And so we have to go back, just like that Sankofa bird, to go back and get what you lost, kind of unpack all of the layers within yourself, and just try to go back and figure out what happened to you that made you shut down from communication, or communicating, expressing who you are and how you really feel about yourself to your person. You know, um, you are your hair. And a lot of times, even the way you wear your hair, even the way you express yourself from the way you look, is symbolic to the way you feel inside. So sometimes when you're not expressing yourself and you're not being your true authentic self, you attract other people who are also not going to be truly authentic to you, because that's what they're attracted to. They're attracted to what they see. But if they're not seeing the fullness of who you are, and we're using hair as symbolism because hair speaks volumes, and especially for Black hair, our hair is extremely symbolic to the way we feel about ourselves. That is extremely symbolic to our subconsciousness. We wear our hair as a symbol of our subconsciousness, right? And so, look at her hair. These are literally DNA strands. And so sometimes you create something that is not authentic within yourself. And that is conveyed into the world, that is conveyed to your partner, that is conveyed to the universe and the people around you. And so what do you attract? You attract more of what is not what you really feel inside, what is authentic to yourself. The next card I have is love the hair that is yours, right? So there could be something different about you. There could be something unique about you that you're not truly expressing, right? And it takes you to go back, like I said in the past, just to go back to figure out, what is this so unique about me? Look at her, she looks different, her hair is white. Honor those who honor you. When you find that you are one, like nothing is separate from anything, right? Like you are one with the universe, you are one with the cosmos, you are one with everybody who is in your life, you are one with the creator, you are one with just everything. When you learn that, you begin to honor the people who honor you, the people who are honest towards you because you're honest with them, the people who love you because you love them. It is reciprocal energy, hence the feather of my eye, right? You forgive them as they forgive you, right? And just like, if you know something, you know something, but sometimes when your throat chakra is so blocked, and just to go back to the whole chakra system, right? The chakra system is really levels of consciousness. And some of us we materialize it, or we try to get it as close to gravity as possible so that we can understand it from our perspective. But when you are fully aligned in spirit, we know that the minerals of the earth, everything that is a part of the earth is also a part of us. So you don't really, because we are already crystallized beings, we don't really need a chart of the colors. The graphs and the colors, they make sense when we put it on paper. This is somebody who put it on paper, because to understand it sometimes would be to see it with your own two eyes, but sometimes to see something with your own two eyes could be very, very deceiving. But if you're able to be in full alignment, all of your chakras are balanced, you've reached a level of consciousness where you are fully aware of who you are, how you feel, you can express it verbally, you can express it not just through your actions, but you can say it. Now, there are symbols here, right? There's symbols from that this person, oh, I'm sorry, that these people have on their arms and their tattoos. All of these symbols mean something, and we're going to get into the symbols in just a little bit. But what I'm getting is that, there are different parts of yourself, and no part of yourself should be taken for granted. So if this is you, you have the darkness and you have your light side. You have your side where you're speaking your truth in love, and then you're speaking your truth in love from a very um denser perspective, or an earthly perspective. And a lot of us are really in touch with that earthly perspective, but we're not in tune with the higher perspective. So it's hard for us to communicate love or communicate it, physically say it. So I'm hoping that this is making sense, because this is really on my spirit. I don't know, like, it's raining today. I was led to these cards, and in that dream and in this message. But just to read it again, Adam and his wife were both naked and they felt no shame. But here they are covered, right? So just imagine what life would be like without these symbols and without the material symbolisms. But we do need these symbols in order to tap into what the people are feeling or doing around us. These energies don't lie. But what if we could express this, and we didn't really have the tarot cards? You know what I mean? And right now, this is it's helping until you reach that next level. And I'm not just speaking to you, I'm speaking to myself as well, because I'm trying to get an understanding of what all of this means, right? So I feel like, you will come to a point in your life where you will be honoring that part of yourself where you're able to be fully expressive and able to share your truth without needing symbolisms, without needing somebody to translate the messages for you. I hope that generally we will get to that point where we're able to be fully expressive within ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some Adinkra symbols to see what all these messages are coming up and how they align with what we're speaking about today. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Okay. So, to clarify, explore the layers within you, we have the earth has weight. Okay. This is the symbol of importance of the earth in sustaining life. Okay. So, what this tells me is that in order for us to fully be in alignment, we have to come down to earth, or bring this ideal of what we are thinking, what we are feeling, the energy that we are resonating with, and really align it with our earthly perspectives into our bodies, and feeling comfortable with being who we truly are. Divinity of Mother Earth. This is what this symbol means. Divinity of Mother Earth. So we have that divine presence here on earth. And when you were a child, you were innocent. Children are already tapped into the spirit. They don't, until somebody tells them to shut up, be quiet, stop talking so much, stop talking so loud, sit down, behave yourself. They're expressing themselves already, right? They already know who they are. They already know what they feel. They already know how to translate the energy. They don't need this other stuff that we need to translate our energy. So that's what divinity of Mother Earth is. To me, it symbolizes the importance of earth in sustaining life. The earth is here to help you sustain life, and the earth has a vibration. When we're able to tap into the vibration and harness it, we are able to express ourselves fully and share with each other. And that's when life begins to open up. That's when we give birth to the most creative things on earth, even the most beautiful love, right? And this here is like literally God's protection. The tree of God, altar. This is an altar, right? Man, woman, child. The altar, the Ankh, eternal life. Look at the symbol in her hair, which symbolizes eternity, right? But this symbol represents a sacred place for rituals in front of a house or a compound. It's crafted from a tree cut where three or more branches come together. A bowl is placed inside with water, herbs, or other symbolic materials for blessings, rituals, and libations. So it's saying to really honor each other. Like, your person is your altar. Your family is your altar structure. And though we have symbolisms of altars, how can we bring this to the family dynamic? How can we bring this to the physical realm of our physical earthly existence? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring in all of that energy so that we can live this spiritual essence. We can be, right? We can become this spiritual presence that we so long for. This is what we really long for. There's so many secrets. There's so many hidden messages that we're not conveying. There's so many things we want to say, but we're not comfortable with saying them. You know what I mean? So when we look at it from this perspective, yes, have an altar. Absolutely have an altar, because that's how you invite the spirit in, but also symbolically from the earthly perspective here, from the earth mother, to bring it home, because we can literally have a sacred place to have rituals with each other, even in the bedroom, even as far as making love to each other, as far as making love and being love for your family, being love for your children. But that sacred, loving, healing place where even sex becomes magic. Sex becomes medicine. Sex becomes healing, not just sex. So in the garden, who told you you were naked, right? You should be able to freely express yourself, freely show your divine partner the true divinity in you. That's the God-like state within you without having to hold it. That's the holding it back, that's fear. The holding it back and not being in tune, that's fear. But we have here the Siamese crocodiles, which symbolizes democracy, shared destiny, and interconnectedness. Speaks volumes. Look at the three here. This is the Siamese crocodiles. This is what the symbol is here. It's the Siamese crocodiles share one stomach yet fight over food. This symbol is reminder in fighting in tribalism is harmful and to be avoided. So to me it's saying don't fight yourself, don't fight the spirit, don't fight what you have to say. Don't when you need to say something, when you need to convey it, when you need to get it out, it doesn't matter if you feel like you're going to hurt this person's feelings. Yes, it may hurt, but say it from a loving perspective. You not saying what you really feel is hurting them more than by you actually expressing yourself. Okay, you are your hair. This is I shall marry you. Okay. So this represents commitment such as marriage. So what I'm hearing is once you identify the truth of who you are, once you can fully express, going back to this message from the Bible, from Genesis, Adam and his wife were both naked and they felt no shame. When you are in a place where you are naked and you feel no shame, you are in full alignment and aware of your DNA of who you really are. You're embracing your consciousness. You're embracing the things that you feel inside. You're not afraid to express it. You're not afraid to be yourself. Guess what? The person that you attract, they're literally going to want to be in union with you. They're going to marry you. Listen, so I'm even, like I said, I'm speaking to myself. I'm not at this point feeling like I am, this message isn't for me, because it's for us, right? When you channel through spirit, sometimes like you never know what's going to come up. But when I felt the dream and I felt the whole vibe of the weather and everything, it was like, this is just making sense right now for us to be fully aware of who we are and not scared to say. Don't be scared to shake things up. Don't be scared to have hard conversations, heart conversations. Don't be scared to bring things up that your partner otherwise would not bring it up. That is masculine energy. And if you embody the masculine energy, how do you think this person's going to feel trying to open up? See, it's like two men trying to make it work, and not opposing that type of family dynamic, but the way nature works is just not designed that way. Even if a man and two men, one embodies more feminine energy than the other one, I don't want to tap it too much into that. But the fact is that the one who embodies more feminine energy has to be more femininely expressive, right? As opposed to the other person who doesn't, because how would it all balance out? It won't, okay? So, love the hair that is yours was clarified by the ladder of death, mortality, and death. Death is a beautiful thing. I always say, and because just to speak to the fact that I'm a Scorpio, and Scorpios rule the afterlife or the dark realms, and we embody the death principle, transformation, death and rebirth, because we know that after every death comes something new. With every death comes a renewal, a rebirth, right? And so I think it's the most beautiful thing that loving your hair, loving the hair that is yours is symbolic to your death, right? Loving who you are, embracing the parts of you that are vulnerable, embracing the parts of you that you feel maybe ashamed about, the parts of you that make you feel weak, vulnerable. What if that is really your strength? And this ladder of death, this is the ladder of death. It means that we are only on earth for a short time. The symbol suggests to live a good life for the next life. Be open. Be true to who you are. Let's look into the symbolisms of the cards to get a little bit more clarity. And these are the Know Thyself Adinkra cards. and lots of lots of deep symbols in these cards that help you to wake up your consciousness to become tap into the higher realms of yourself. Right, there's realms within our being. We have the ability to explore the higher realms within ourselves. So it's really beautiful. So we're going to jump into the symbolisms of these cards to get more clarity. Okay. So symbols in the cards. She is wearing a part of the symbol of the Kojo Baden, which means universe here. So if you cut off this part, she's just wearing the symbolism of this she's wearing the necklace of half of this symbol. So this means cosmos, omnipresence, or intuition. The symbol is of rays from an all seeing eye. It suggests the universe has your back and will always be there for you. Okay. The symbol on the masculine, the man's arm here is, it means the power of love and devotion. Okay. And it's just really means love never loses its way home. This symbol is of the power of love. Okay. The tattoo on the woman's arm means faith. By God's grace, all will be well. This symbol suggests we should have faith. By you expressing to your divine masculine to have faith, that's a very feminine nature. And if you're expressing to him to have faith, he will never lose his way home. He will always come back to you. And I think that that's something that we're having a hard time with, especially in the African American community. And I'm not saying that it's mostly us, but it is mostly us with broken homes, mostly us who are single parents, mostly us who are having all of these issues because our homes are broken and we don't know how to express our love towards each other. We have that feminine movement, and we're not talking about a divine feminine movement. We're talking about the feminism movement, where feminism teaches you to be more masculine, and that's not the real nature of the family thread. That's not the real nature of how we're supposed to move and do things. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, go ahead and hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I do update the latest videos. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this here in peace, love, and light, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.